Good morning and welcome to Godly Play. There is a holiday coming up this week. It's not a major holiday. It's one of those holidays that we don't think about very often, like National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. The holiday that's coming up is called International Day of Friendship, and it happens on July 30th. That's this coming week. Probably wondering how I know about this. I think I read it in an email or something. Well, I'm wondering if you have a lot of friends. I wonder if you have some really special friends. I have a lot of friends. I have friends from church, from my neighborhood, from work, from places that I've lived before. I have older friends and I have younger friends. It's really important to have friends of all ages. My kids have a lot of friends, and some of their friends have become my friends. Paul had a lot of friends too. In all his travels, he must have made many friends in many different places. Two of his special friends were named Timothy and Titus. Timothy and Titus were younger than Paul, and Paul was helping and encouraging them to build the early Christian churches and to spread the message of Jesus. Paul wrote 2 letters to Timothy. Timothy was living and working in Ephesus, one of the places on our map. In the first letter to Timothy, Paul gives a warning against false teaching in the church, spreading ideas that were really not part of Jesus' message. Paul also gives advice about how to be a good church leader and how to be a good servant of Jesus. In the second letter to Timothy, Paul encourages Timothy to continue to faithfully spread the message of Jesus. Paul knew that it wasn't always going to be easy. It would take hard work and patience and endurance, but Paul was sure that Timothy could do the job. Titus was another younger friend of Paul, and he was living and working in Crete, also on the map. Paul tells Titus how to be a good church leader too. He gives advice on how to work with different groups within the church, like men and women, or older people and younger people. Paul gives some advice to Titus about how to be a good Christian, to be peaceful and friendly, and to avoid arguments and division in the church. Do you like to write letters to your friends? Sometimes when friends write letters back and forth to each other, that's called being pen pals. These days, friends often send each other texts or emails instead of writing cards or letters. But I think that every now and then, friends like to get a card or a letter in their mailbox. I have some friends that I try to write to regularly. These are mostly my older friends who don't text and don't email. They love to get letters in their mailbox, and I love to get letters back from them. I like to send postcards too. It doesn't take long to write a few sentences on a postcard, but my friends like to receive postcards in their mailbox too. I have a collection of cards that I send to my friends. I'll try to hold it up and show it to you. Most of these cards come from Trader Joe's. My husband, Mr. Jim, picks them up for me when he goes shopping at Trader Joe's. And I have all kinds of postcards too. I found postcards from a lot of trips that I've taken, and I never sent the postcards when I was on the trip. And I like to buy postcards from a place called Zazzle. They have a lot of unique designs. And I have some supplies up in my craft room to make my own postcards. Maybe I'll try that one day. Well, you may not be able to see here, but I'm sitting at a little writing table that I have. And I'm going to sit here at my writing table, and I'm going to write and then send a card to my friend Franny. My friend Franny is 98 years old, and she lives in the Philadelphia area. I was living in the Philadelphia area when I met Franny. One of the things that I love about Franny is that she has been faithful to the work of Elam United Methodist Church for years and years. There are many other things that I love about Franny, like she's a big baseball fan, she likes cheesesteaks, she's cute as a button, and she encourages me in all the things that I do. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to write a little note to Franny, and then I'll come back and read it to you. Back in a minute. Well, I'm back. I finished my note to Franny, and I'm going to put it in this pretty cheery card and mail it to her. Here it goes. Dear Franny, today has been a lovely day, not too hot and no rain. I was at the community garden first thing this morning, taking my turn to water. They've made it so easy this year. Pretty much all you have to do is turn the water on and then let the sprinkler take care of the rest. You don't have to drag the hose to the water faucet like we did last year. So I sat and watched the sprinkler and the plants for about half an hour, talked to a few people walking by, and enjoyed the fresh air. The garden is doing great. The tomatoes are getting so tall. Last week I picked an Asian eggplant. I'm not a huge eggplant fan, but I cooked it with some other vegetables and it was delicious. I came home, I did some work for a few hours, then about 2 or 3 I decided I needed a little more fresh air. So I went out on our patio and sat for a while. Jim put the umbrella up for me on the patio table, but it was nice sitting in the sun too. Came back in and cleaned off my desk. It was so bad. So many papers I couldn't find anything. I had dinner, a roasted vegetable wrap with the eggplant from the garden. Johnny gave me the idea for this and it was delicious. I have enough to make another one tomorrow. Now I think I'm going to take a walk around the block. I haven't done that in a while and I think it would be good for me. Hope you are well. I love and miss you. Love, your friend, Becky. So sometimes I tell my friends what I'm doing, sometimes I tell them about the weather, sometimes I tell them about things that are happening at work or things that are happening with my family, just any number of things that I like to share with them. And then they write back and they tell me things, similar kinds of things that are going on at their homes and in their lives. Well, I wish you all a very happy International Friendship Day, and I'm glad that all of you are my friends. Maybe on International Friendship Day, you can think about some of your friends, and you could think about Paul and his friends Timothy and Titus. And maybe you would like to try to write a note or a letter to one of your friends, just like Paul did and like I did today. I hope you have a great week, a great day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.